stuck in a rainstorm. Fortunately, they find a cave for shelter.
Is somebody there?
Their luck takes a terrifying turn when they realize they're not alone.
Who are you? Are you human?
For more chilling stories like this, open the free iHeartRadio app. Search You Feelin' This and listen now.
Honestly,
no one wants to think about HIV, but there are things that everyone can do to help prevent it. Things like PrEP. PrEP stands for pre-exposure prophylaxis, and it means routinely taking prescription medicine before you're exposed to HIV to help reduce your chances of getting it. PrEP can be about 99% effective when taken as prescribed. It doesn't protect against other STIs though, so be sure to use condoms and other healthy sex practices. Ask a healthcare provider about all your prevention options, and visit findoutaboutprep.com to learn more. Sponsored by Gilead.
We live in a divided country.
I am a lifelong Republican.
With all kinds of different people.
You know, I'm a mother, I'm a grandmother.
And every week on the Middle with Jeremy Hobson podcast, we bring them all together with an all-star panel. Mark Cuban, so great to have you on The Middle.
Thanks for having me, Jeremy.
Neil deGrasse Tyson, welcome to The Middle.
Thanks for having me.
And listen not to the extremes, but to the people who want to meet in the middle.
Anna, I'm calling from Las Vegas.
Open your free iHeartRadio app, search The Middle with Jeremy Hobson, and start listening today.
I'd put that conversation on the radio, but what do you think, Clay? Be my last day on the radio if I put that conversation on the radio?
I think we'd have sparked a lot of phone calls.
Oh yeah, I'm not saying anybody would necessarily disagree with it so much as you just can't put that on the radio.
Yeah.
If you want to know what we were just talking about off the air, you can get with Clay and maybe he'll tell you. I won't.
Yeah, maybe we'll do an after hours thing or something.
816 at KFYR's Guns in the 701, and Clay Peterson is here. South Dakota governor urges ATF to remove obsolete suppressor shipping rule. What the? And every government ought to get rid of obsolete rules. Like,
I mean, as long as we're purging the Doge on financial things, I think we ought to get rid of useless laws.
Yeah, I mean, stop clogging up come on, it's 2025.
Yeah.
Act like it.
Suppressors are let's see, what do you want to say? Basically, people think that they're a horrible thing, some people do, but they're a very regulated industry, and it's a chunk of metal with a hole through it that releases.
Yeah, but you can poke somebody's eye out with that thing.
It's pretty tough. It has to be a big eye, depending on which one you got.
Because I was going to say, well, that's not much of a weapon itself, but then if you throw it just right, but still.
Yeah, I just love the fact that Governor Roden down there, he took the place of Noam, who she was very pro-Second Amendment. And I love this because it looks like to me in North and South Dakota, we have two very Second Amendment governors, and I don't think we've ever had that. I didn't know what Roden was going to be like, but so far, he's been doing good. And he's the governor of a state with one of the biggest suppressor companies in the country. So it makes sense that, Silencer Central probably had a little something to do with his letter being sent. But yeah, he basically is calling on the feds to get rid of a long-standing reg. And this thing was a mandatory 7-day waiting period before shipping firearms and related accessories across state lines. So that's been in effect for a very, very long time. It even predates the 93 law that went through, and it's useless. I mean, right now, especially with technology and the background checks you have to go through, it's not an unregulated industry. There's really no reason for it. And why not? Being you're shipping to another FFL dealer, because if you want to buy a suppressor in South Dakota, you can do that as a non-citizen of South Dakota. But you have to have it shipped to an FFL dealer with a Class 3 in the state where you reside. But 7-day waiting period for that? Why? I mean, you did the paperwork, you passed the background check, obviously, before you could even purchase. Why on earth should you have to wait to ship?
You can ship fentanyl any way you want, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Doesn't it seem like that? Things that are blatantly illegal, you can more easily take care of than something that is...
it's another one of them bureaucratic rules and laws that got passed. It was attached, and now everyone forgot about it. So I said, I think we need to have a Doge for all the U.S. title codes, and it should apply to states too. I mean, I think there's a ton
Well,
of
since
laws.
it's guns, it would be Goge then, right?
Doge, there we go. Gun efficiency. Oh my goodness! But yeah, I really was. I love to see the fact that he wrote a letter supporting this. I'd like to see Kelly do it, and maybe Kelly doesn't even know, but I'll have to kind of put that in his, bug in his ear and let him know. I know he's a little busy right now, but just it hampers. Think about this: you have a legal business, that being the selling of suppressors, and you're hampered by this, or firearms in general. Even though you have an FFL, Federal Firearms License to deal, and you're shipping to another FFL, a Federal Firearms License to deal, all controlled by the feds, but yet you can't do it. You got to wait 7 days and hold on to it. This is what I don't understand. Nobody does, and it does. It hampers your business. Think about that. Everything today you can get overnight almost, right? I mean, but not this. Even though it's possible, not this. And by the way, UPS, who is the only one that really ships as far as general shipping, they do that overnight if possible, or 2 day at the most. So you're waiting 7 days, and there's no need for it. That particular dealer could ship overnight because they have to. UPS will not do it any other way, and have it at your doorstep the next day. It's ridiculous. So I like the idea of it. I think more governors should do it, and it probably would bring attention to it. I mean, Trump already had signed an executive order that basically has every agency looking at all the anti-Second Amendment regulations and laws. This might be one that maybe they didn't even know about. It's been on the books. It even predates what they call the Brady Handgun Violence Prevention Act of 1993. And a lot of people don't even know what that is, but it predates that. So let's get rid of it. It's time to get rid of it. It's time to remove suppressors off of the NFA and just make them an accessory anyway. But yeah,
Earth to legislators, gun-abiding, protective, Second Amendment enforcing citizens are not the problem.
Exactly. Because criminals, they don't care what law's on the books.
Yeah, exactly. Pass whatever law you want. Outlaw guns, and only outlaws will have guns. I mean, that's the adage, and it's correct.
Absolutely. And if you notice, no law-abiding people generally, I mean, you can find that unicorn out there probably, but as a whole, the law-abiding citizen is not out there breaking the firearm laws intentionally or committing murder or doing anything illegally with a firearm. It's always just a criminal with a rap sheet a mile long. So,
he may have brought a gun into a gun-free zone, but that's for protection, not for murder.
Right, that's just ignoring a dumb law but or rule.
Exactly. But, it's kind of tell you what, you don't shoot me or anybody around me and I won't shoot you. It's pretty simple.
There you go. Pretty simple, isn't it?
But on the other hand, you start hurting people or killing people or whatever, I'm going to make sure you don't get too far in that little game of yours.
Right.
So why would you make that, illegal to protect? Because that's what this is about, protection.
Well, we have a bill right now in North Dakota. It's House Bill 1588. It came out of the House. It's in the Senate. There's been no hearing scheduled as of yet. The last one was when it crossed over. It was the last movement on this. And there's some bad things in there that actually relate to what we're talking about, gun-free zones. And there's no reason for those here in North Dakota. I don't want to see more places. In fact, it's actually kind of spits in the eye of the North Dakota Constitution as far as I'm concerned. And I think it will be completely misused and misinterpreted. And that's when we talk a little bit about this.
Hang on a second. Did you just say misinterpreted?
Yeah, I don't speak well, do I?
I just want to make sure I heard you right, because I thought, did you just say misinterpreted?
Yeah, I speak off the cuff.
Darn Webster's is having to rewrite every time you go on the radio. You know that, right?
I don't have a teleprompter, so I'm just off the cuff. So yeah, unless this Bill 1588 gets some huge amendments, removing the bad things out of it because there's good things in it. House Bill 1588 needs to go down in flames. And just so everyone knows, keep an eye on this. We're getting close to the end of the session. They passed it kind of close to right before crossover in the House, and without a whole lot of, nobody really knew it. It kind of sneaked in there. So make sure that you're on top of this, and we'll keep you informed as well. So just so everybody knows.
Just so you know,
yep,
this interpretator is going to end up in a promo on the radio for 10 years.
Probably.
That's entirely too good a word. 824 KFYR's Clay and Guns with the 701. NRA files amicus brief to challenge Illinois' public transit carry ban. In some places, I don't want to do an indictment of, because, I'm sure here in Bismarck it's just fine. I have no doubt. Maybe even in Fargo it's okay. But public transit in some places, you probably want to be able to defend yourself. Just saying.
Oh, absolutely. And right now you can't in Illinois. And Chicago just got awarded the top murder capital of the United States again for a city. So
how's that gun control thing working out for you?
Yeah, and they always blame all the surrounding areas. Well, it's because people can get guns over there. That has nothing to do with it. They don't buy them legally. Most of these people can't even have a gun legally. So it don't work. Gun-free zones don't work. And that's why I like what's happening here, because they teamed up with NRA and the California Rifle and Pistol Association, filed the amicus brief, in support of it being an unconstitutional law, which it is. And they basically, Illinois can't prove that it has historical tradition. Again, going back to Bruin, that was a huge case. You can't prove that's existed ever. You might be able to say, well, you probably maybe weren't allowed to carry them in public buildings in a way, even going back to historical use. But public transportation didn't even really exist back then. And it's an insane idea. You can't protect yourself. Again, only the outlaws have guns then. They can come on there and do anything they want to. Why I put this one in here is this could have a huge impact across the nation as it works its way through the courts, and if we get a positive decision on it, because it will now shut down cities like Sioux Falls or Fargo if they're even thinking about banning it. And we've already had problems with preemption in Fargo. It was overturned at the North Dakota State Supreme Court. So this will just be another way to actually reaffirm that right and strengthen it of the Second Amendment. I love it. I think it's going to be a great case. It's Chowenthal versus Raoul, and it's in the Seventh Circuit Court of Appeals right now, which isn't a too bad of a court. It's better than the Ninth Circus Court of Appeals. Yes, I said circus. I'm watching this case because these little cases, people don't understand that they actually will impact nationwide if they make it up the chain far enough. And that's where it starts. You got to have standing. They have standing. There's a court case now. It's working its way up the chain. And that's how you overturn unconstitutional rules and laws like that. And so, yeah, I got high hopes for this. It's a great case. And I think you're going to have, based on Bruin, when it gets to the Supreme Court, everything else has been based on Bruin, and it's being overturned. And this will just be another one and strengthen our rights right here in our state.
They have speed-free zones on roads. How do those always work out?
Everybody abides, don't they?
Exactly. More Guns in the 701. It's Clay Peterson, 828. When we come back, I'm going to ask Clay how he feels about this. Is not a gun thing so much as it's a whole society thing. Should teachers be forced to use a decolonial lens? Hang on.
KFYR 550.
Friday edition, Clay Travis, Buck Sexton Show. We'll take you into the weekend with the absolute latest on all the drama surrounding Trump and the continued fallout, potentially, of the Signal chat. Plus, we'll be joined in studio by Kirk Cameron and Steve Hilton, two great guests to take you into the weekend. Come hang with us on Clay and Buck.
This morning at 11 on KFYR.
Couple of key USDA reports coming on Monday, and 2 new beef plants set to open amid low cattle supply and reduced packer profits. Todd Mitchell pinch hitting on the Dakota Farm and Ranch report.
It's Mitchell in the morning, KFYR 550.
For over 80 years, Dakota Community Bank and Trust has been a leader in ag financing because we understand the business of creating relationships is more than an interest rate. Agriculture is a foundation to the community, and we are here to help your operation expand, grow, and continue to the next generation. Talk to our ag lending team today.
Looking out for you. At Dakota Community Bank and Trust, that's what we do.
Equal housing lender.
Hi, this is Andy Murdoch with Pifer's Auctioneers. Pifer's upcoming land auctions feature nearly 10,000 acres of cropland, pastureland, and hunting land across 21 counties in North Dakota, South Dakota, and Minnesota. Pifer's is also in the heat of equipment auction season, featuring regional auctions in Bowman, Steele, and Sioux Falls, and farm retirement auctions near Carrington, Berthold, Drake, Mandan, Voltaire, Larson, Barnesville, Tuttle, Columbus, Bottineau, and Bowman. Full details and online bidding on dozens of land and equipment auctions throughout the region can all be found at pifers.com.
KFYR.
On Monday, the USDA will release two key reports. They're due out at 11 a.m. Central. The Prospective Plantings Report and the Quarterly Grain Stocks Report. They'll provide an early look at the production potential for spring planted crops and inventory from 2024. The Prospective Plantings Report is highly anticipated, often leads to volatile price action. Over the past 5 releases, corn futures have averaged a 12-cent move higher in the day of the release. And for soybeans, even more volatility with significant price swings in previous years. The Dow Jones pre-report survey expects 94.2 million acres of corn to be planted this spring, up from 90.6 million. Soybeans, 83.8 million acres expected, in line with early estimates. Wheat acreage projected at 46.4 million acres, slightly higher than 2024. The grain stocks report, while potentially overshadowed by the plantings estimates, will provide insights to U.S. grain supplies and demand. Corn demand has been strong. Exports estimated at over 650 million bushels. Ethanol usage around 1.37 billion bushels. Soybean stocks expected to increase by 2.7% to 1.895 billion bushels. For wheat, the focus will be on third quarter stocks as the marketing year runs June to May. And 2 new beef plants set to open amid low cattle supply and reduced packer profits. Supporters, though optimistic. Sustainable Beef in North Platte, Nebraska, and America's Heartland Packing, Wright City, Missouri, are opening in May and April, respectively. They'll likely impact a broad region of Midwestern states for cattle sourcing. Sustainable Beef aims to strengthen the beef supply chain and support local producers. Once fully operational, will process 1,500 head of cattle per week, have about 850 employees, and contribute $1 billion to that regional economy. Todd Mitchell pinch hitting on the Dakota Farm and Ranch Report.
KFYR, your ag authority.
Get ready as iHeartRadio teams up with the ultimate countdown king.
It's Rick Dees, and here's this week's number 1 hit.
iHeartRadio and the Rick Dees Weekly Top 40 with 2 exclusive channels.
Catch this week's biggest hits as we count down to number 1.
Listen to this week's biggest songs with Rick Dees and the Weekly Top 40.
Then you can hear all of my legendary countdowns from way back, all commercial free.
It's the soundtrack of your life.
Search me, Rick Dees, on your free iHeartRadio app and listen now.
My dad works in B2B marketing, but I never really knew what that meant. Then one day my dad came by my school for career day and told everyone in my class he was a big ROAS man. Then he just kept saying things like, the bigger the ROAS, the better, over and over. My friends still laugh at me to this day. I think it means calculating a return on ad spend. One thing's for sure, I'll be known as the ROAS man's kid for the rest of my days. Why couldn't you just be a fireman or a lawyer? Why? You ruined my life, Dad.
Not everyone gets B2B, but LinkedIn has the people who do. And with ads on LinkedIn, you'll be able to reach people based on job title, industry, likelihood to buy, and more. Start converting your B2B audience into high-quality leads today. We'll even give you a $100 credit on your next ad campaign. Go to linkedin.com/credit to claim your credit. That's linkedin.com/credit. Terms and conditions apply. LinkedIn, the place to be.
That moment you realize you're not having a hot flash? That's a not flash. Having a not flash means fewer hot flashes and night sweats due to menopause. This moment is brought to you by 100% hormone-free Vioza.
Lauer Auto Repair, located
located at 309 South Washington Street in Bismarck, North Dakota.
Give them a call at 701-258-6308.
The team of mechanics at Lauer Auto can take care of any problem your vehicle is having. And when you do business with Lauer, you can be assured you're doing business with a pro Second Amendment America First repair shop. There are plenty of other auto repair shops in the Bismarck, Mandan area. But why take a chance at patronizing a shop that might not have your beliefs at heart? Make no mistake. Lauer Auto is your pro Second Amendment repair shop. When you talk to the guys at Lauer Auto, don't forget to tell them that you heard they are a sponsor of Guns and the 701 and that you appreciate their support of our pro Second Amendment, pro North Dakota live stream and podcast. That's Lauer Auto Repair, 701-258-6308.
701-258-6308.
Located 309 South Washington Street in Bismarck, North Dakota.
Experience the exhilaration of power in your hands at Bloodline Kinetics. Why Cerakote? Simply, it aids in firearm preservation while also giving your piece a unique look. Barrel threading, NFA laser engraving, bolt handle threading, mount, level, and bore, sight scope chamber rebarreling, and much more. Bloodline Kinetics is meant to reflect a long American lineage in gun ownership, who stand for the Second Amendment rights, Bloodline, and the science behind gun accuracy. Kinetics. To some, it's just a constitutional right that can go away. To us, it's in our American bloodline, and we believe it should stay that way. Here at Bloodline Kinetics, we understand that hunters, sportsmen, women, and gun owners should have a quality firearm. Stop and see us at 2008 Morrison Avenue 2 in Bismarck, North Dakota, 58504, Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Call 701-390-7997. Visit our website, bloodlinekinetics.com.
Ever tried catching a fish with your bare hands or hunting a deer with a stick? Don't be that guy. At Mandan Sporting Goods, we've got all the hunting and camping gear you need. We're your one-stop shop for outdoor adventure.
A well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed.
Check us out at mandansportinggoods.com, or better yet, stop in to 210 East Main Street, Mandan, North Dakota. Mandan Sporting Goods, where the outdoors meets functionality. Store hours, Monday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Closed Sunday. Take up arms at Mandan Sporting Goods. Your adventure starts here.
Looking for the best gun gear for every and any situation? Little Angry Man Arms LLC has you covered. Top-notch guns from top-name brands like Winchester, Glock, Sig Sauer, and Ruger to essential extras from Magpul, Streamlight, Hollow, Sun Optics, and more. Little Angry Man Arms LLC have everything to make your shooting adventures a success. Visit littleangrymanarms.com today and gear up for your next big hunt, competition, or home defense. Don't miss out on our exclusive deals. Little Angry Man Arms LLC, based in Trail City, South Dakota, your ultimate hunting partner.
At Horton LaserCraft, we believe in the power of personalization. Whether it's a cherished memory, a special occasion, or a unique gift, our custom laser engraving brings your vision to life. Our expert craftsmen and state-of-the-art technology ensure every piece is a work of art. From personalized decor to one-of-a-kind keepsakes, Horton LaserCraft makes every moment unforgettable. Horton LaserCraft is owned and operated by a local veteran and his wife located near Thunderhawk, South Dakota. They provide custom laser products at a reasonable price, and their turnaround time is fast and efficient.
Custom board cutting, glassware, decanter sets, mugs, assorted stainless steel jewelry, assorted tags, decor, custom acrylic nightlights, and much, much more.
Call them up at 605-545-7535. Horton LaserCraft, where memories are engraved.
Bounce back. Iffy weather the next few days, definitely not as warm as yesterday. Your KFYR AccuWeather forecast is coming up.
I'm Dr. Steve Nagel, DC.
Have you found your new favorite feature on the iHeartRadio app yet?
I have this go-to playlist. Boom, made it a preset.
It's like the only app you need.
The #1 radio app. Get in on what everyone's talking about and get the new and improved free iHeartRadio app today.
My dad works in B2B marketing. but I never really knew what that meant. Then one day my dad came by my school for career day and told everyone in my class he was a big ROAS man. Then he just kept saying things like, the bigger the ROAS, the better, over and over. My friends still laugh at me to this day. I think it means calculating a return on ad spend. One thing's for sure, I'll be known as the ROAS man's kid for the rest of my days. Why couldn't you just be a fireman or a lawyer? Why? You ruined my life, Dad.
Not everyone gets B2B, but LinkedIn has the people who do. And with ads on LinkedIn, you'll be able to reach people based on job title, industry, likelihood to buy, and more. Start converting your B2B audience into high-quality leads today. We'll even give you a $100 credit on your next ad campaign. Go to linkedin.com/credit to claim your credit. That's linkedin.com/credit. Terms and conditions apply. LinkedIn, the place to be.
Here's your AccuWeather forecast for today. Considerable cloudiness, breezy and cooler, passing shower and a high 44. Cloudy, cold tonight, low 27. Clouds and cold, breezy day tomorrow, the high 36. And then clouds on Sunday with a high at 40. Clouds will give way to a little bit of sun on Monday, the high 42. Flurries on Tuesday morning, otherwise clouds and cold. High on Tuesday at 36. Get your weather news when you want it from AccuWeather.com. With your AccuWeather forecast, I'm Steve Williams.
8:40, it is 36 in Bismarck and more with Clay. Guns in the 701 in that decolonial lens. Hint, Tim Walz. That's probably all I need to say to make it go downhill.
Have you found your new favorite feature on the iHeartRadio app yet?
I have this go-to playlist. Boom, made it a preset.
It's like the only app you need.
The #1 radio app.
Get in on what everyone's talking about and get the new and improved free iHeartRadio app today.
iHeartRadio.
That moment you realize you're not having a hot flash? That's a not flash. Having a not flash means fewer hot flashes and night sweats due to menopause. This moment is brought to you by 100% hormone-free Vioza. Vioza is a prescription treatment for moderate to severe vasomotor symptoms, also known as VMS, or hot flashes and night sweats due to menopause. The reduction in the number and severity of hot flashes is based on clinical studies measuring efficacy at 4 and 12 weeks. Vioza can cause serious side effects, including liver problems. Your doctor will do blood tests before and during treatment. Stop Vioza and call your doctor if you have symptoms of liver problems, such as feeling more tired than usual, decreased appetite, nausea, vomiting, itching, yellowing of the eyes or skin, pale stool, dark urine, or stomach pain. Don't use Vioza if you have cirrhosis, severe kidney problems, kidney failure, or take CYP1A2 inhibitors. Ready to experience more not flashes? Ask your doctor about Vioza. To learn more, call 1-866-239-1637 or visit askaboutvioza.com. That's askaboutvioza.com.
With Marathon Rewards, you can save up to $1 a gallon, and you'll earn every time you refuel. So when you stop in to fill up your tank, you're also banking rewards at the same time. It's a little move we like to call the Tank and Bank. And to be frank, joining Marathon Rewards couldn't be more straightforward. I guess now that makes it a frank Tank and Bank situation. Sign up online, from our app, and even at the pump. At participating locations, terms and conditions apply.
I'm talking fast because I know you want to lose weight fast. Spring is coming and it's time to drop the winter inches. You know you can, but if you haven't succeeded yet, that's because you never tried the Body Total Solution. You tried diets, you tried running, but it didn't work, right? The problem is you never put all the pieces together, but we did. And if you do this for a month, we promise you can lose up to 10 to 15 pounds or you get your money back. Here's how it works. Go to body.com. That's body with an I.com and sign up for the Total Solution. That includes proven step-by-step fitness and eating programs that have transformed millions of lives. But here's the real secret. Shakeology. Just 14 servings a month will help you curb your cravings, lose weight, and fill in the gaps in your nutrition so you feel great. And with improved digestion, you'll feel less bloated. Fitness, eating plans, and Shakeology, the Total Solution. Order this week and get this $500 value for just $129.95. Fast results right at home. No expensive equipment, no hassles, and we'll keep you on track day by day. No more failing, just steady, reliable results. Healthy results. Go to body.com. That's body with an I.com. Lose up to 10 to 15 pounds in your first 30 days or get a full refund. That's body with an I.com.
8:43 KFYR, Todd Mitchell. Dakota Morgan's Michael Bell after 9. Guns of the 701. Clay's here with me right now. New license. I got to run this one by you. It's not gun related, but you're a wise man.
Somewhat disagree with you.
So, just play along anyway. It's on the radio. You play a wise man, at least. So I got to get your take on this. New license would require. Now this is Minnesota Governor Tim Walz, which already puts a lens of, oh great, what's this in many of our heads. New license would require teachers to analyze relationships through decolonial lens. It goes on to say, analyze social and human relationships with the natural world through indigenous, pre-colonial, decolonial, and get this, post-colonial lenses. I didn't realize we're breaking up the colonies now.
Yeah, there's so much, there is so much wrapped up in that little bit.
I mean, I thought decolonial was bad enough, but then we get to post-colonial?
Oh, my goodness. So, yeah, decolonial.
So the United States is the problem, and this guy wanted to be vice president.
Yeah, heartbeat away from the presidency. I mean, think about that. That's what I always like. Guys, voting for Harris is bad just because of her running mate.
Well, didn't we learn, though, during the Biden administration, the actual person who takes over as president is the spouse of?
Yeah, that's right.
Because was Kamala running meetings or was Dr. Jill? I mean, regardless of what you think of those people, what was the course of action that was going on?
Yeah,
Dr. Jill was running him, not Kamala. So who was the true second in command at that point? Like them or not? If
I know what it was.
Earth to Democrats, I'm not even picking on the party at this point. It was just, it's what was going on. Right or wrong, it's what was going on. But anyway.
AutoPen was in charge. AutoPen was in charge.
Yeah, no kidding.
That's what you said there, So what part of the, decolonialization and colonization, I'm guessing it's because, evil white men from Europe came over here and just devastated the whole area. But let's face it.
But I mean, if that becomes you can't even get a teaching license unless you're willing to do the spin?
Yeah, it's going to